Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm talking about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, a new challenger approaches. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it, though? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my 12 Stone shirt. Which I really love the design of this shirt. Like, it's just classic, just red on black, band logo. Love it. But what the hell is 12 Stones? So 12 Stones are a sort of alternative hard rock metal, new metal-ish band from sort of the late 90s, early 2000s. Probably the most famous thing that they're associated with is that the lead singer, Paul, he was the rapping vocalist in the Evanescence song "Bring Me to Life." He was the "Wake Me Up" guy. But 12 Stones is an actual band, and they actually have and still had, or have and still had and still have an awesome career of their own. I actually got to see them perform live a few months ago. It was really cool. I got videos of their performances. Those videos are on my channel in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music goes because I think they're awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? New challenger, eh? So yes, indeed, folks. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that one of the sort of featured food items that I tend to review here is instant ramen. Instant noodles, instant food type of stuff. Mainly because I'm a lazy son of a bitch who just can't be bothered. But I'm also genuinely a fan, and every now and again I go over there and I, find a particular brand or a new flavor that I'm a big fan of. And in this case, it's a familiar brand with a familiar flavor, but never in this combination together until now. So what am I reviewing for you, folks? It's from Maruchan. Boom! It is their new Birria beef flavored ramen bowl. Ooh! Now, of course, Maruchan, I'm abundantly familiar with them. They're probably my go-to when it comes to, like, cheap instant ramen. Just get the little cups for 79 cents or whatever it is. But this is them kind of going into a premium market, and it's with the Birria brand. Now, I've reviewed some Birria ramen in the past. If you're unfamiliar with Birria, it's like a sort of a Mexican sort of, like stew. It's very rich. It's become kind of a buzzword in the food industry right now, and Maruchan decided to throw their hat into the ring. So this was one of those ones, real quick and easy. Just pour water to the line, pop it in for 3 minutes, and we're going to see how this goes. I've really enjoyed some of the Birria ones that I've had so far, so I'm hoping this one continues that run. But let's get a thing for the thing. Let's get a nice noodle in my face. Let's get a nice noodle pull. Let's give it a go. Okay. It's fine. The one that I'm probably the biggest fan of is the Tapatio Birria ramen, which I have reviewed on the channel in the past. Um, this is definitely not challenging that. The Tapatio one is like genuinely one of my favorite ramen bowls. This is okay. Like, I get that it's Maruchan, taking a swing at it, and I appreciate that, but I'd be lying if I said I was super impressed right now. I mean, I like the consistency of the noodles and everything. And there is a certain richness to the broth. Like, it's definitely an elevated ramen bowl from what you would normally expect from Maruchan. So credit where it's due. And if I'm not mistaken, I forget exactly what I paid, but at least right now, it's a new item, so they're trying to roll it out. It was relatively cheap. I think I paid like a little over $1 for it, which ain't half bad. And I used to be able to get the Tapatio ones for about that much, but now they're over $2. So, yeah, there's that to contend with. Fucking inflation. I mean, there's some decent flavor on it, but there's not a lot of vibrancy to it. Again, there's some richness, there's some nice savoriness. So there are nice things about it. There's even a little bit of a tanginess to it. Maybe a little acidity there. So there is something to it. But if I'm comparing it, and maybe one day I'll do a direct comparison between it and like the Tapatio, maybe some of the other ones that I've run into, it definitely feels much more, if not one note, then let's say like 1.5. There's something to it. It's not bad, it's tasty, but the problem is that I've already had the Tapatio one, which I really, really like. That has some nice heat to it. It has a really nice explosion of flavor every time you go into it. This, it's not bad. It's a Maruchan effort, and I'm not mad at it, but I was hoping for better. But let's try some of the broth just by itself, because that's where most of the flavor is. Yeah, even, I guess, credit where it's due. Sorta anyway. The noodles are actually doing a good job of picking up the flavor from the broth, because the broth isn't all that much more flavorful than, by itself than versus with the noodles. Obviously, it's a little bit more concentrated, so, yeah, there's some richness to it. Again, a little bit of like an acidity, so, okay, alright. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure, but caveats. Main caveat, it needs to stay relatively cheap. For one thing, it's Maruchan, okay? So I understand and expect certain things from Maruchan, and one of those things is that they keep their prices typically low. I don't go out of my way to get Maruchan because it's my favorite, cup of noodles. It's the cheapest, and it works for what it does. If they can keep the price relatively low on this, then sure, it's a nice option in that regard. It's, again, definitely way above their normal outings, so credit. But would I get this over the Tapatio Birria? Absolutely not. But again, if they can keep it within a reasonable price range, it's not a bad option. So I do think it's something that, while it certainly wouldn't be like a regular featured, ramen bowl in my personal pantheon, it'd be nice to have as an option as long as it stays relatively cheap. If it goes above a certain price, like if it hits that point with the Tapatio, or even around there, no reason for me at that point. But now, if I'm recommending it, when it comes to ramen, it's always the thing of who am I recommending it to? Am I recommending it to people like me who can't be fucked? Or am I recommending it to actual adults who, just need to supplement a little bit here or there? If it's for people like me, I'm definitely going to recommend it because it does have decent flavor on it. And again, as long as it can keep within a certain price range, it's not a bad option. It's not a great option, but it's there and it works in the capacity that it's, that it's shooting for right now. If we're talking about other people, though, again, those, maybe they just need something to, on their work, their work lunch break or something like that. Honestly, I think if you're only going to do like an occasional thing anyway, maybe spring for the Tapatio or, some other ramen that you have a particular preference for. This one isn't bad as an option, but it's not great either. It's like a solid C+. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go have yourselves a truly birria-tastic rest of your life. I really need to get like some proper birria. I did review a birria burrito though, so you can go watch that if you look that up in my my playlists. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, have you had actual birria before? And if so, what was your experience like with it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Is it something you have every single day now? I'd love to hear about it, so please feel free to hit me up in the comments.